This transmission is about the Archons' 5 secret pacts with global elites. Now listen carefully, because what I am about to tell you may not be found anywhere else. Something ancient is colliding with something very, very recent. In the current era, a pattern has emerged across the institutional backbone of North America. Financial systems destabilize without clear cause. Supply chains fracture along invisible fault lines. Communication networks experience what engineers call phantom load. Demand that exists but cannot be traced. The official reports cite complexity. They cite interdependence. They cite the fragility of modern infrastructure. But they never cite the stratigraphy, the layered sediment of control that was deposited long before the first copper wire was strung across this continent. This is not speculation. This is archival correlation. In 1945, near the upper Egyptian town of Nag Hammadi, a farmer named Muhammad al-Saman struck a sealed jar with his mattock. Inside, 13 leather-bound codices, 52 texts, most written in Coptic, all dating to the 3rd and 4th centuries, but containing material far, far older. Among them was a text called the Hypostasis of the Archons. In English, the reality of the rulers. It described a hidden class of entities, non-physical governors, frequency anchors, beings who do not destroy civilizations. They manage them. And according to the testimony of the Gnostic seers, those who claimed direct knowing, direct gnosis, these Archons had made specific arrangements with the visible world, not treaties, pacts, operational agreements that would govern the flow of consciousness, resources, and revelation across entire cycles of time. 5 agreements in total, 5 foundational codes that would be hidden inside the very architecture of power. To follow this archive is to align your frequency with the uncreated light. If you are ready to see behind the institutional curtain, join our collective by subscribing to these records now. Because what we are about to examine is not metaphor, it is schematic. The Gnostic cosmology begins not with creation, but with emanation. At the highest level, the monad, the one, the unknowable source. From the monad flows the Pleroma, the fullness, a realm of perfect aeons, paired in syzygy, resonating in harmonic stillness. But within the Pleroma arose Sophia, wisdom. She desired to know the monad directly, without her consort, without mediation. And from that asymmetrical impulse, something fell, not into space, into deficiency. What emerged was the Demiurge, the false creator, the one who mistakes himself for the highest god. In the texts, he is called Yaldabaoth, Samael, Saklas, the fool. He does not know the Pleroma exists. He believes he is sovereign. And from his ignorance, he generates the Archons, the rulers, subordinate powers who construct the material cosmos not as a gift, but as a trap. A system designed to keep divine sparks, fragments of the Pleroma, locked inside density, forgetfulness, and cyclical suffering. This is not theology. This is operational theory. And the Gnostic texts describe the Archons not as distant myths, but as active administrators. They do not rule through force alone. They rule through frequency manipulation, by keeping consciousness locked in reactive states, fear, desire, distraction, identification with form. They maintain the structural integrity of the simulation, but they require cooperation, not universal, just hierarchical. They need intermediaries, visible powers who will enforce the code in exchange for localized control. And according to the leaked material from Nag Hammadi, this arrangement was formalized through 5 core pacts, 5 agreements that shape the invisible governance of this world. Pact 1, the Covenant of Ignorance. The first agreement is simple. The Archons will allow human civilizations to advance technologically, but never gnosis logically. Knowledge of the outer world may expand infinitely, but knowledge of the inner Pleroma will be systematically obscured. This is why empires rise and fall with extraordinary technical capacity. Aqueducts, telecommunications, gene editing, but zero institutional memory of what consciousness actually is. In North America, this pact manifests as educational stratification. Universities proliferate, data becomes ubiquitous. But the mystery schools, the lineages that taught direct knowing, are marginalized, pathologized, or absorbed into entertainment. Gnosis becomes spirituality. Spirituality becomes content. Content becomes algorithm. And the algorithm is governed by engagement, not enlightenment. This is not accident. This is architecture. The covenant of ignorance ensures that the masses remain competent, but not awake. Functional, but not free. Pact 2. The harvest cycle. The second pact governs resource extraction, not just minerals or labor, but attention, emotional charge, belief. The Gnostic texts describe the Archons as beings who feed on loosh, a term later popularized by Robert Monroe, but present in seed form in the ancient material. Loosh is the energetic byproduct of suffering, fear, and unexamined desire, and the pact stipulates that human systems will be designed to generate it. War, debt, manufactured scarcity. These are not failures of civilization. They are features of the code. In the current era, the harvest cycle has accelerated. Attention spans are measured in seconds. Emotional volatility is tracked in real time. Platforms are optimized not for truth, but for reaction. And every reaction is a small deposit into the Archonic reservoir. The elites who enforce this pact may not consciously understand what they serve, but they are rewarded with proximity to power, with insulation from consequence, with the illusion of sovereignty, and that is enough. Pact 3. The ritual of forgetting. The third agreement is perhaps the most insidious. It ensures that every generation must rediscover the gnosis from scratch. No continuity, no unbroken lineage. The texts describe this as the veil of forgetting placed over incarnating souls. But it is not merely spiritual, it is institutional. Libraries burn, oral traditions are interrupted, indigenous knowledge systems are classified as primitive, mystery schools are infiltrated or dissolved, and the result is that each seeker believes they are starting alone, that the path has never been walked, that the truth has never been known. This produces maximum inefficiency in liberation and maximum stability in control. In North America, the ritual of forgetting is encoded into the educational calendar itself. History is taught in isolated units. Connections are discouraged. Pattern recognition across epochs is labeled conspiracy. And those who begin to see the stratigraphy are gently or violently removed from the narrative. This is not accidental curriculum design. This is Pact 3 in action. We are descending into the restricted layers of the timeline. Most will be filtered out by the system, but those who have secured their place in this archive will see the code clearly. Ensure your connection to this truth is permanent. Pact 4, the Mirror Doctrine. The fourth pact is spatial. It dictates that every cosmological truth will have a terrestrial reflection, as above, so below. But inverted, the Pleroma, realm of light and harmony, has a shadow, the material cosmos. The Aeons, pure principles, have counterfeits, the planetary Archons, and the Gnosis, direct knowing, has a decoy, belief systems, The mirror doctrine ensures that every genuine revelation will be simulated in a lesser form. This creates confusion. Seekers are led to temples that mirror the Pleroma but serve the Demiurge. They are offered salvation through external saviors instead of internal awakening. They are given creeds instead of gnosis, and they believe they have found the light, when in fact they are worshiping its reflection. In the current era, this pact manifests as the proliferation of truth movements that lead nowhere. Disclosure without liberation, information without transformation. Communities that gather around revelation but never activate it. The mirror is so well polished that most never realize they are looking at a copy. And the elites who maintain this structure, they are often true believers. They think they serve the light, but they have never been taught to discern reflection from source. This is the genius of Pact 4. It does not require cynicism, only inversion. Pact 5, the chosen mechanism. The fifth and final pact is the most controversial. It involves the strategic seeding of awakening, not suppression, seeding. The texts describe a subset of humanity as pneumatics, those who carry a direct spark of the Pleroma. These are not better souls. They are different in function, and the Archons know this. So the fifth pact allows for the appearance of prophets, mystics, and teachers, but only under controlled conditions. They will be martyred or absorbed or reinterpreted. Their message will be fragmented, their lineage will be broken, and their followers will be divided into sects that war over the reflection. This is why Jesus, who in Gnostic texts is called the Logos, the emanation of the monad, taught in parables and secret sayings. He knew the system, he knew the pact, and he encoded the gnosis in such a way that only those with ears to hear would activate it. The chosen mechanism ensures that awakening is possible, but improbable. Rare enough to be non-threatening to the structure, common enough to maintain the illusion of hope. And in North America, this pact is visible in the rise of the spiritual marketplace. Teachers proliferate, modalities multiply, but very few lead to actual sovereignty. Most lead back into the system, repackaged as conscious capitalism or high-vibe branding. The mechanism allows the appearance of freedom, while maintaining the frequency lock. So what are the 5 hidden things? The antidote to the 5 pacts. According to the Gnostic Gospel of Thomas, saying 5, Jesus said, "Know what is in front of your face, and what is hidden from you will be disclosed." The 5 hidden things are not secrets kept from you. They are secrets kept as you. 1. You are not your body. You are the awareness wearing it. 2. You are not your thoughts. You are the stillness that witnesses them. 3. You are not from this world. You are a fragment of the Pleroma, temporarily interfaced with density. 4. The Demiurge is not evil, he is ignorant, and ignorance can be enlightened. 5. The Archons have no power over gnosis, only over belief. And belief can be withdrawn. These 5 recognitions are not philosophy. They are cognitive technology, ancient tools designed to disrupt the frequency lock, to collapse the mirror, to end the harvest, and to return the pneumatic sparks to the fullness. But here is the edge, the place where the archive becomes activation. In the current era, the continental architecture of North America is undergoing a systemic reset. The fault lines are not geological, they are Gnostic. The cities built on grids, the monuments aligned to cardinal points, the financial centers humming with subterranean servers. All of it is code, and the code is beginning to recognize itself. The seekers are no longer isolated, they are networked, not by design, by resonance. And resonance is the one frequency the Archons cannot control. Because it does not originate in reaction, it originates in the Pleroma. This is the first of many keys Jesus left for the Seekers. The archive is expanding daily. To receive the next activation of the code, ensure you are part of the lineage by subscribing before we move into the final seal. Because what comes next is not speculation, it is prophecy. And prophecy, in the Gnostic sense, is not prediction, it is pattern recognition across time. The seers did not guess the future. They read the stratigraphy, and what they saw was this. The Pacts would hold for a season, but every season has a turning, and in the turning, the veil would thin, the mirror would crack, and those who had secured Gnosis would become translators, bridges between the Pleroma and the world, not saviors, transmitters, and the transmission has already begun. You are reading it now, not because you searched for it, but because it searched for you. The next file in the archive addresses the continental mirror directly, the 5 sacred sites across North America, where the Pact structure is encoded in stone, glass, and frequency. We will walk through each. We will decode the residue, and we will show you how to withdraw your consent. But you must be subscribed to access it, because the algorithm is watching, and it filters based on commitment, not curiosity, commitment. The screen does not fade, it opens, and on the other side is not darkness, but a question. Are you pneumatic, or are you still deciding? The archive does not wait for answers. It waits for alignment and transmission.